Now, I'm sure you've heard this a million times by now, but every single Pisces has a shark in them. The last water sign represented by two fishes swimming in opposite directions, which looks like goldfish, are actually two sharks. Or becomes two sharks. But for explanation's sake, let's meet in the middle and say one's a goldfish and one's a shark. So the goldfish is how Pisces will enter this world, on the light side. The goldfish is the stereotypical Pisces you hear about, peaceful in its own world, just chilling, looking pretty in the fishbowl and dodging the cat that loves to try catch it when the owners aren't looking. The shark fish is the soul inside the Pisces human body, and this is the motherfucker that can get ugly cause physical appearance doesn't spiritually mean shit. It can shine as beauty and or the beast. It's there live and kicking while the other fish, the goldfish, is leading the way in reality, but is spiritually asleep. It's unaware this other fish is even there, while the shark is guiding the gold one as much as it can from inside the cage. When people say Pisces lives in two worlds, this is what they mean. It's living in the reality and the dream world. But initially, Pisces are in reality but half asleep. This peaceful goldfish is leading the way, and life just feels like a nice dream. While the shark fish, the soul, is disconnected from the human, trying to wake the human up to connect. Until then, the soul will feel like it's experiencing sleep paralysis inside the human body. Yeah, I know it sounds crazy, but get used to it. There's no simple way to describe Pisces. So cool, we've got this goldfish swimming, leading the way. Pisces is when the soul is active. There's no time over there. But everything is time-based here. So Pisces isn't fully operating on Earth's time. So in many cases, this means Pisces people will be late to the party, so to speak. The party of life. Initially clocking onto things late. Even when it's in their face, they'll be subconsciously aware, but consciously oblivious. There's no telling when a Pisces will connect with their soul, connect with their inner shark. Could be early in life, could be late. Everyone's path is different. But until that time happens, the Pisces person literally has zero physical protection. Unless they have others around them that will protect them. But at the same time, Pisces can be quiet, non-trouble starting or escalating people. They can turn into not now Bernard without saying a thing. Pisces are spiritually protected people. But if that bridge hasn't been made, that connection hasn't been established, Pisces will have a hard time defending, depending on their surroundings and who and what they know. This goldfish is as creative as any other form of Pisces. It's as dreamy, it's as imaginative. But life is not just about dreams and spinning around in a meadow in slow motion as birds chirp. So this makes Pisces people, all Pisces people, susceptible to bullying at early ages. Even when the person isn't connected to the Pisces soul, they still feel the feelings from it. And the Pisces soul is old, experienced and sharp, live and kicking, but at the same time, it's old and tired. It likes naps, and it's full of bedtime stories and likes hearing others' stories, likes magical fairy tales. It likes to play a lot and have fun, but also likes to sleep a lot and dream. So this is what you'll witness from the goldfish. Playful, imaginative, loving, creative, peaceful and loves to dream. They're like the main character in fairy tales. But what you also may see from the goldfish is someone with low confidence, low energy, low self-esteem, low vitality. Because the soul is practically done with life. It's ready to leave and go home permanently. It's been here time and time again. It's done it all. Life is boring to the soul. Home, the dream world, is way more exciting to explore because it's limitless. Earth has limits and people can be shit. So usually, this doesn't give your average Pisces that drive, that passion to get up and face life head on. They'll rather chill and dream and create in peace. Create for peace, not for fame or things like that. So this has now given you two sides to that one goldfish. One side's fun, talented, playful and naive, and the other's peaceful, quiet, creative, but not confident. So let's say we're looking at this in a playground, and it's the Pisces who has the low self-esteem and doesn't really want to play. You've got the Pisces and all the other 11 signs in this playground. All the other signs will be active. Everyone's up to something. Then you've got this Pisces looking for a quiet place to sit down and daydream or draw something. Cancer and Scorpio, the other water signs, can be this way too. In their shells, so to speak, but it's more pronounced in the fish. This peaceful, withdrawn nature immediately shines a light on that Pisces. The other kids are wondering why this Pisces isn't playing with them. Even if they invite this Pisces to play and they're like, nah, I'm cool here. It puts a negative light on the fish when technically they're just in their own world. Not with the crowd, not following the crowd. This makes Pisces a natural target to gossipers and troublemakers. But let's say it's the other type of goldfish, the more fun and interactive one. This kid is playing with the other kids. This still puts the spotlight on the fish because again, the soul inside is old and experienced alongside an ego that needs to be cut off. So this fish will display inherited natural talents from the whole zodiac. Maybe they sing better than others. Maybe they create more detailed pictures than others. You get the gist. Something will always shine with a Pisces because it's the final divine sign. It's why I say the comparison to Leo. Because Leo has the biggest ego and will naturally be talented, shining a light which can easily bring hatred from others. Not only that, every Pisces has a look. A sort of magical look, which is more pronounced when young. You know the look I'm talking about. So it will naturally lead to all sorts of attraction from others, positive and negative. It's the pure side of the soul shining through before being disturbed. So I won't say it can breed jealousy with Pisces, but more curiosity. It makes others wonder, because at the end of the day, we are all souls in bodies, but our souls are detecting other souls. So when other souls detect that old Pisces soul, it translates into people either loving the fish or hating it, because it's essentially a mirror. And when it's young kids or immature people these souls are in, hate and misery can easily spread amongst groups as everyone sorts of starts out as sheep, experiencing peer pressure and all those things. The quiet goldfish will be immune to those things because they are literally by themselves, not following a crowd. A wolf in sheep's clothing separated from the pack. If they are pulled into a crowd, which can happen, they can easily have the wool pulled over their eyes out of believing everyone is as pure as them. But usually, Pisces are free-spirited. So all it takes is one person, one soul to take a disliking to this Pisces sheep, or something this sheep may be good at, and now they are a target to many. So the peaceful Pisces will be a target and the talent showing Pisces will be a target, because they'll both have a soft ethereal disposition. And what will always happen next is the goldfish will get tested physically, which will be coming from the souls of these individuals. We're all souls in bodies, so when souls detect this old mystical soul that they will be one day, it leads others into wanting to see its power. This old Pisces soul, I can sense its energy, I can see its light. So what can it really do? You see, from this alone, which is a subconscious communication, Pisces can get picked on from this alone, without the bullies themselves even knowing that's why they are doing it. It's the same as catching someone staring at you, then you stare back at them. Few seconds later, they jump as they've just realized you're staring back. A delayed response. It's because it's their soul that was staring at yours. The person was just zoned out while this was happening. Bullies bully from a place of lack. They bully those they perceive as better than them, but make the victims feel like the small one. Or they bully because they get bullied themselves, maybe at home. It's a projection. The Pisces soul is a mirror, so by default, it will be showing others themselves on a subconscious level. So that's another reason a Pisces can be targeted. When others look at them and see something they don't like, not knowing what they don't like is them themselves. That's the connection, and that's what they're looking at. Many clock on late to this with Pisces. It only happens through a serious self-awareness that not everyone has. It's where bullies apologize when they grow up. You can even witness this in online communities. People who have hateful things to say about a Pisces they know nearly always sound like a projection than a heads up. It puts that person in the spotlight of, okay, you say the Pisces did this and that, but what did you do to them to get that reaction from a peaceful, business-minded sign? Bullies are insecure people acting from a place of lack of love, lack of knowledge. It's a lack, so they pick on those they perceive as abundant. And Pisces is a sign that will radiate that energy. Naturally, abundance, soulful. The soul is full. But with the goldfish Pisces, they are not going to respond to violence. If they don't run away or try to avoid the cats trying to scoop them out of the fishbowl, they're gonna sit there and cry. This is the fish that may be a people pleaser, to stop others further picking on them. It's not natural to a Pisces, it's a submissive response. They're defenseless and don't have evil in their heart. Or so they think. It's just peace and love, literally. The goldfish isn't even aware of the shark, even though it's there. So when faced with such hostility, if the self-esteem is not already low, that shit is gonna get shot right down. Right down. Where that goldfish starts slowly sinking upside down. It can get so bad that a Pisces can feel it's wrong to even defend themselves. They can feel they're a bad person by defending themselves. It's where the selflessness needs harnessing, cause the ability is there but the thought process behind it is off. This world can be a cruel place. The other kids in the playground can be cruel. Sometimes age doesn't matter. What matters is the maturity level of the soul in these humans. So without even saying which signs can be bullies, as it's too much of a generalization, but the spiritually immature and the spiritually envious can be a big problem for the goldfish alongside people who are lacking something. Cause Pisces the sign is jam-packed with everything. It's naturally abundant in an abnormal way, an unearthly way. So with saying all of this, it's no surprise Pisces is a sign that is prone to seaside. Young and old Pisces. Sometimes it's not even people that can get Pisces into their weakest state. Life itself can do it, and when you've got a soul that is ready to go home, it's not hard to understand why it happens. All the while this bullying can be taking place, their inner shark is locked inside waiting to be unleashed. And in times of pain, the goldfish will sense the shark. They may even get these dark thoughts but quickly dismiss it, cause the fish is pure. They think it's some foreign thought, not knowing that was a message from inside. That was a message saying tag me in. Open the cage, let me at 'em, like Scrappy do. There's only two apparent ways it can go in this situation for the goldfish. Sink or swim. They either allow themselves to sink, or they open that cage, that feeling they feel deep inside, and allow themselves to merge with the shark. While making these decisions, the Pisces will cry, and if it's not externally, it's 100% internally happening. And this unknowingly unlocks the third option to sink or swim. It becomes sink or swim or float. What bullies don't understand is, making a Pisces cry is not a victory. You see the tears as defeat, not knowing each time you make them cry, they are turning the key on that padlock of their shark cage. Each time you make them cry, they are spiritually awakening. You are making them connect with their soul and other souls beyond the grave. But in the worst case scenarios, you are making them want to go home. And you see, if you make a Pisces go home, it doesn't matter if you are happy about it or remorseful, you will not live the rest of your days in peace. Your past coming back to haunt you will be accompanied by a Pisces. Cause the spiritual world has got Pisces like no other, and all you've done is allowed them to now get back at you from beyond the grave. You will not see rest. It doesn't end if a Pisces leaves. That's when it's just begun. Even the guilt you can feel from a Pisces doing that can kill you. There's no escape for you. Even if you yourself try to leave here prematurely, all you're gonna do is lead your soul right to the spiritual wolves. Existence doesn't stop once your body shuts down. Your soul will still get it over there. But if the Pisces holds on, but is crying, you don't know what you are doing. You are making them float in something that will eventually drown you. Raindrops. Now, bullying can happen in many different areas in life, come in many different forms. It's not just opposing energies, it's the energies that are belittling you and bringing your spirit down. It's not just the kids on the playground, it can be your boss at work, it can be your partner at home, it could have been your parents as a kid, and even still as an adult. It can be Donald Trump dancing while deporting people. But if there's one thing I'll say to the immature Pisces, the passive Pisces, or the Pisces not in control of their feelings, the sharkless Pisces, is cry. Crying is not a weakness, it's a strength. It means you are alive and fully in touch with your emotions. That is powerful. Cry your heart out. Cry as much as you feel to cry when you are faced with an enemy you deem too powerful for you. Be known as the crybaby. Wear it around your neck. Cry. But most importantly, cry alone. Find your spot and let it out. Cause what happens when you cry is the reason you will float, not sink. Even if you can't swim yet, you will float. Pisces energy is ether. It's not from Earth, it's galactic energy. This is what is surrounding you and is at your core. You are a highly receptive being that not only receives messages, but can send signals back home, to the spiritual world. The spiritual world contains it all energies, dark and light, low vibrational, high vibrational, ancestors, demons, entities. Pisces are connected to it all. The quickest way for our Pisces to call for spiritual help is to genuinely cry. When those tears, that mutable water, that ether leaves your eyes, it falls right into the universal ocean and is heard by all. Each teardrop sends a loud alert causing ripple effects through the cosmos, where anything over there can respond to help. Pisces are the creator's closest people at this stage. The bridge is there, it's for the Pisces to cross it. But what normally happens is, if the shark doesn't shoot out early, then the tears will. Pisces tears are spiritually like large planet-sized diamonds. All the spiritual world will be seeing is these large shiny diamonds sending ripples through the universe that won't stop until that Pisces is healed. This means Pisces can and will get healed by anything. And this healing spirit attaches its energy to the Pisces. Every time a Pisces genuinely cries, this is happening, and it accumulates. If you woke up in the middle of the night and saw a black figure standing by your bedside, you would jump up and shit yourself simultaneously. Understand, from the most evil to the most angelic entities protect and heal Pisces. What you will be scared of will be healing a Pisces. Where it gets worse for others is when you are the direct cause of the Pisces tears. Cause not only is the spiritual world being disturbed by these large falling diamonds, your soul, your human shell, and your energy is printed on each of those tears. So now, you will be responsible for disturbing the sacred. You will be the equivalent to someone opening an ancient tomb. Whatever's in there is gonna jump into you. It's gonna take you. I'm fully aware this can sound like some made up bullshit, but there are countless stories you can hear from a Pisces themselves, where fucked up shit has happened to people who wronged them. Not by coincidence either. It's ether. I'm talking people who really did a Pisces dirty and caused them to cry. the spiritual world took revenge for the Pisces and dealt with that person. From accidents to illnesses, all roads leads to death and or suffering. When a Pisces lets it rain, they reign supreme. It's all fun and jokes making a Pisces cry until you keep turning around because you feel like someone's standing behind you. Until you can't sleep with the light off because you feel like something's hiding in the dark. Until you keep having near-miss situations where it seems like something is trying to hurt you. Until you start believing in ghosts because you keep hearing your name being called and footsteps in your home when you're alone. Until you wake up midnight with your legs spread open and the sheets on the floor. Until you get a phone call that your kid had a freak accident. Until you're scared to sleep because you keep having terrifying nightmares. Until all of a sudden, you're experiencing symptoms like an organ is failing, when you're a perfectly healthy person and the doctors can't find a problem. It's all fun and games until you realize who you are playing games with. A Pisces crying because of you should always alarm you. It's why people can feel so much empathy when witnessing a Pisces genuinely cry. So when you're the reason why, it's like signing a death wish. Pisces are agents of karma. That's their job. They are from the 12th house of karma. The same house the planet of karma Saturn loves. Pisces are mirrors here reflecting with a side mission to be protecting and ejecting if they've got the shark and the heart. It may take a long time for a Pisces to find their shark and catch up to the war zone they are in here on Earth, but as long as you keep making that Pisces cry, that is enough to keep them afloat until then. Cause those tears are creating that fish's own personal ocean. You think the Pisces tears just disappears? Nah, they remain. It's permanent. The more they cry, the bigger their ocean gets. Cause when Pisces cries, it's you the one that ends up getting soaking wet. Make it a mockery like, oh, is that Pisces soaking? Yes. But the repercussions of those tears, there is no contest. Emotions trapping the shark results in broken nets. And this is why when a Pisces does learn to swim, does find their shark and lets it out the cage, people be getting fucked up. Cause it's all coming from the pain in the soul swimming in that ocean of tears and the spiritual world. When Pisces starts clocking this, even the passive ones, when they clock that people who hurt them end up getting hurt without them having to do anything, oh, these Pisces will not hold back their tears. Cause they know if they cry over you, they are cursing you. It's only a matter of time when you get your what goes around comes around. When it comes back around, with Pisces, it's gonna feel like one of those planet-sized diamond teardrops hitting you at lightning speed. This is why, like, in relationships, you can find Pisces literally holding back their tears. Forcing themselves not to cry even when being treated like shit, cause they know if their tears starts falling for you, they can't even stop what's gonna happen to you. They will have to watch someone they love get punished for what they have done to them and hate it. This is a common Piscean experience, believe it or not. And this is equally how some Pisces indirectly knows when people aren't right for them if they hesitate crying over you. They are trying to protect you whilst knowing you are not good for them spiritually. But the other fish who aren't even aware, they may still be the goldfish and are just genuinely crying because of you, then see shit happen to you and doesn't even connect the dots. These Pisces will be trying to physically defend someone who is getting spiritually attacked for abusing them and not know. Make it make sense. So if you're in a relationship with a Pisces and you're the reason they are crying over you, for serious shit, not petty shit, I'm talking serious soul-crushing shit like cheating, then it's gonna get very long for you very soon. You may have already had a reaction. Someone close to you just didn't wake up one morning. Coroners calling it a natural death, not knowing that happens because of you. You think the spirits cares about man-instilled morals and man-made laws. The spiritual world is on a whole next level. Why do you think the sign of the rebel, Aquarius, is before Pisces? For no reason at all. Nah, Pisces don't operate by the laws of this world. the same way the ancestors don't. It's universal law they follow. Your morals and controlled minds that's been programmed from birth, the spiritual world don't give a fuck about that. Man don't control the spiritual controls the man until a Pisces shows up. And don't get this twisted thinking I'm just talking about Pisces women with crying and bullying. Pisces men will be getting picked on the same way and be crying behind closed doors. It's not about the gender in Pisces. Pisces is genderless. It's about the soul. When Pisces cries, that energy stays here and makes the connection to the actual universal ocean much, much stronger. Where the Pisces is walking around with that ocean around them. The bigger that ocean of tears, the easier it becomes to find that shark. That shark will be floating at the top in the cage. The more they cry, the more they will see it for themselves, and once they open it, that shark is going to go right through them. They'll be out of their own personal ocean and into the universal ocean, swimming through it comfortably on the hunt. The Pisces will now be able to bring everything from the spiritual world here for a purpose. This is where angels and demons are born in Pisces, and where the old soul in the body of the so-called crybaby can finally start making babies cry. The Bullies Bully. Have you ever had sleep paralysis? You wake up but your body's still asleep. It's always a nightmare, never a pleasant experience. Your body eventually wakes up and you realign, then you feel relieved. Nightmare over. Now you can wake up properly or try fall asleep again. This Pisces soul that is trapped in the human body. This is the soul's experience until the Pisces person connects and accepts it. If the Pisces is getting bullied or facing harshness, this soul behind the Pisces eyes is screaming, fighting to get out. They are screaming at the person to let them out of the cage and connect. It's a living nightmare being helpless and knowing nothing can harm this human shell once they are free. Because not only will they become a shark, but they will also be fully connected and protected by the spiritual world. Sometimes, this soul may even lead the Pisces person down dark pathways, or purposely attract dark forces towards the person to make them cry, or make them feel low, so they can connect and release it. It's a struggle for the soul. It's the battle between the two fishes. The dark one is chasing the light one, initially. Pisces is from the 12th house of dreams, mysticism, illnesses and suffering. And Saturn, the planet of restrictions, time and karma, likes the 12th house for this reason. It's a place to trap people like prisons. So initially, the Pisces soul is trapped in the human body the same way. Suffering, pleading to get out. Saturn is like the shell to the human soul. But Pisces is backed by Neptune, the actual planet of illusions and dreams, and backed by a beautiful demon in Venus, the planet of love, peace, and war, with Venus in its rotation. And last but not least, Pisces is also backed by Jupiter, the planet of wisdom, luck, abundance, and expansion. Keyword being expansion. So what will always happen is the soul will burst out, that jail cell will get filled to the brim in tears or pain and sorrow and burst the door wide open. This is when the Pisces person aligns with the shark and now has the power to not only take those who bullied them down, but the whole world down. They become the god or goddess of the sea like Poseidon and Aphrodite and are able to flood the world. The danger of Pisces, the dark side of Pisces is, Pisces goes from goldfish to shark or grim reaper alongside being a mystic and a spiritual healer. In other words, you can wake up the fucking Kraken. Don't fuck with the fucked, cause that's how Pisces are in their head when that shark lets loose. They're fucked in the head. Batshit crazy people. Beings. Now, this shark is always going to come out in Pisces. From Pisces becomes self-aware, they will find their shark. And no, it doesn't always come out on violence. It can be peacefully let out just to be there for protection or for force when barriers need to be broken down in all areas of life. But if it's coming out in that personal ocean created by the Pisces person's tears and fears, that is what it will be coming out to do to others after suffering for years, locked away like a prisoner. This is where Pisces can use everything from there here. Now, going back to the playground analogy, Pisces is supposed to be a helper in that playground. Watching the kids play, making sure the kids sitting alone is okay, and linking them with a suitable group if they look like they want to play with others, but lack confidence to just join in. Making sure everyone is playing nicely, breaking up fights, nursing injuries, hushing those who are crying. A spiritual helper. Just someone in that playground making sure it's running smooth. That's Pisces' role in the end. They've been through the school system, they're just waiting to clock out. They're waiting to graduate from life, spiritually. Pisces don't even need to be your friends or things like that. If they see something wrong going on, like bullies picking on a disabled person and shit like that, they'll naturally act in your defense. If they don't, it's because they've stopped themselves from doing it. But if this helper has had to relive a past life in their younger years, who knows, maybe many lives ago they got bullied too. So now when this helper grows up reliving trauma and is a Pisces, you're gonna meet someone who does the complete opposite. They are gonna teach these kids some serious life lessons and start bullying the bullies. Not even life lessons, death lessons. You are playing with death when you are playing with a Pisces. Actual death, the afterlife. When the shark is let out, Pisces then gets all the options in the world with this newfound power within themselves. And if this happens early on in life, still in that playground, Pisces will easily be known as fighters, arguers, and will be protecting others. They will fight for their friends and themselves and strangers. They become even more sensitive than when they were the goldfish. But it's not tears anymore. It'll be sensitive to energies, disrespect, potential enemies or attacks, and can evade them all like a fish in water. They become that shark, alert and ready to strike. It's where the prey becomes predator. As I said earlier, where people can speak from projection about Pisces, especially the ones deemed as weak or ones they just didn't take to. When they meet the shark Pisces, it becomes Pisces are sneaky and sensitive people. They don't tell the full story. They don't tell it. They don't mention how they quote tweeted a Pisces online and got lots of likes and ha-has at the Pisces' expense. They don't mention how the Pisces happened to have time that week. So tracked them down, full name and address, pulled up, jumped into their back garden, kicking all the garden gnomes into neighbouring backyards, ran in through their opened back door, scaring the cats, causing them to run for their 9 lives, dragged their stunned self out from the kitchen while they were baking grits or whipping up a mean shepherd's pie, dragged them into the back garden and beat the fuck out of them, picking up and slamming the kids' trampoline on them before running away. They ain't mentioning how it was only days later, after being confused and shaken by what had happened, laying in hospital, that they realised after still getting notifications from that quote tweet, that it was that Pisces from online whose account's since been deleted. Yeah, people let you know when they met the goldfish, but they don't and sometimes can't let you know when they met the shark. A Pisces can easily be known for being violent early in life, more so if they're tuned in enough to feel they can be singled out and potentially victimized because again, there's no physical armor. When the shark is out, it makes Pisces able to blend in with anyone too, because essentially, they are hiding things now. It's not innocent goldfish anymore, it's shark behind the mask. So why not hide themselves to appear like the crowd, whilst knowing they can quiet it all down if it ever gets loud. When Pisces shows the shark, people aren't able to show their true self. Pisces don't want that. They want people to reveal themselves as they scan them. So why not be the wolf in sheep's clothing? Why not be the chameleon? Why not be the shapeshifter shapeshifting that's violent and isn't a victim? The Pisces will realize they aren't restricted anymore. All those times they blocked out negative thoughts, them thoughts are alive and the Pisces is readily able to dish it out. They once felt so much love and peace and now feel to show no mercy and be the mirror. To bully those, bullying them and others. Turn what other cheek? Kiss my left and right arse cheek. Shit rolls downhill in this world, unfortunately, and this is what makes Pisces comes back up with the shark covered in everyone's shit. Others end up getting bitten by a vicious shark covered in shit. This is when that peaceful, quiet person in dream world becomes a spiritually loud and violent person in this nightmare we call life. And everything that was used against them to make them feel the lowest of the low can now be used against anyone they choose. The weakness becomes a power. The Magikarp becomes a Gyarados. This is why Pisces is the helper this time round. They've been through it before. This is already Pisces naturally, as they are not just the last sign. Pisces is a creator like the creator of all. It goes back to the creator as a Pisces. The soul knows what everything feels like. This is why Pisces are naturally empathetic. But now, this soul can make anyone feel anything they choose, cause it's experienced and has come out to play. The nap can wait. They're gonna sleep forever after this. Why not have one last ride on the merry-go-round? You wanna see empathy get misused with a Pisces. Then misuse a Pisces or meet a Pisces who's been misused. Whether through the physical or the spiritual, they become a violent mystic with options. But they also become healers to others crying. They can see everyone's tears of pain surrounding them and can drain it for them. And they will even see the pain of the bullies as more time they're bullying because they've been bullied. But depending on how bad these bullies have been, don't expect mercy from this Pisces, especially if you directly bullied them. All the spiritual guidance and protection the ancestors working for Pisces, Pisces is now able to be that physical ancestor here in the flesh protecting and destroying, acting on the behalf of others and themselves. And the worst thing of all of this, when Pisces joins with the shark, they actually blend into the universal ocean where they become hidden. Not even the shark fin is visible. They walk around with invisible shades on. It goes from a rose-tinted wearing goldfish to a black shades wearing shark. You can't look the Pisces in the eyes and see no dreams. But when they lift those shades off, just before they serve you that karma, you'll see the nightmare. The shark will always look you in the eyes before eating you. You're gonna see your demise in them eyes. They become the hidden enemy of the 12th to everybody. So you will be facing an enemy you don't even know, who also knows your energy, and can easily match you, without even trying. You will not be able to be telling people, a Pisces you bullied came back and tried to bully you. The only people you'll be able to tell that to is whoever you meet in the afterlife. The shark won't make announcements. At the very most, they'll put it in their artwork, whether that be painting it or making songs about it. But that shit can stay in an attic, not seen or heard by anyone. Other than that, that Pisces is going to be a ghost in reality and days will be getting numbered. Pisces will grab Saturn by the horns and start numbering people's days for them, putting bullies on time limits, which will result in times up. You know they say to help with nerves, performing on stage or making a speech, you should picture the audience as naked. Well, this is how Pisces ends up looking at everyone and becoming fearless. Seeing past what you own, seeing past the accessories, the clothes, the makeup, the tattoos, the skin tone, seeing past the flesh, seeing past the bone, and staring directly at what's inside you, calling your body home. This shark can obviously make Pisces be bullies to the world in vengeance too. If you think Pisces people aren't one of those sitting at the top with the elites bullying the masses, then you need to do some research. Even with COVID, where everyone was being bullied into taking jabs, in lockdown, in isolation, that was led by a Pisces. Tedros Ghebreyesus. head of the World Health Organization is a Pisces. A Pisces is who declared the end of the COVID-19 pandemic. Let that sink in. As I said, demons can be brought out. It's dark and light in Pisces. It's never one without the other. That innocent goldfish never leaves Pisces. It's still there. That inner youth is still in touch. It just takes a back seat as the shark gets to work. Eventually, the two will swap around again. They'll interchange accordingly. Cause this time, the goldfish can afford to be alone and dream, or can afford to show its talents without fear. Cause that Pisces will know, not only can they physically deal with an enemy, any attempted bullying, but they also don't have to do anything but mind their business, cause the spiritual world will act for them, and in even quicker time that they have their shark on a leash. Two fish don't make it light. As a final disclaimer, any sign can get bullied. I'm also not saying you will get away with bullying others and not Pisces. We're all from the creator. Karma works for everyone. We all got ancestors, and some people also got family and friends that will protect them too. Ancestors can take shape here, plus everyone comes into themselves at different times. I'm sure every one of you knows of someone who was bullied when younger, but grew up to be badder than them bullies. It happens all the time. Or maybe you were bullies who got your karma. Maybe your kids now are getting bullied because of your actions as a kid. Hey, it happens. Thankfully, I was never bullied growing up, like continuously picked on. To be honest, I was always afraid of disappointing my Sagittarius dad to even allow someone to be picking on me growing up. Like, I wasn't scared of getting hit and getting a black eye. I was scared of going home and showing my dad someone gave me a black eye. And he wasn't even like a cruel dad or nothing. It's just how he carried himself and how he was when he was mad. So I had that thing of wanting to be as strong as my dad before I really even knew him. I just sensed it. I had many older influences around me too that I guess helped me get with the program. The shark just came out early with me, thankfully. It's natural, but it hasn't been all good. It all comes with the territory. Bad school, bad area, bad influences. I just chose to swim than sink in my experience. The first time I got punched in my face, humbling experience. The first time someone pulled a knife on me, humbling experience. But a big turning point in how I went forward, because the last thing I'll allow someone to do is scare me. All it does is prepare me. We take it where you want to take it. But when we take it there, I'm going to take it further. I'll tell you guys a quick story as I haven't in a while in regards to school bullying. The first time I went on Facebook, I was about 19, 20, late to the party, weren't on that social stuff in my late teens. I was initially in my mid-teens, then went low-key. So a guy from my secondary school messaged me and sent this long message, basically thanking me for protecting him in school and wanting to be friends, like link up. I remember at first I was like, what? Because he wasn't in my main friend group, he was more in the smart nerdy group. But then I had to think about it. Then I remembered the amount of times I defended this guy. One key memory I had was, I remember going in my classroom at lunch break, for some reason in year 10. So we're like 15, and them lot were in there, probably studying, no teachers around. And I see this next guy in my class like hitting him, giving him jabs, not full pelts but wake up jabs. Playfully but provoking him. Fully one-sided. You know those guys who try at bad when certain people aren't around? Like he was cool, but he thought he was bad. That's the only way to describe him. So I went in there and just started playfully jabbing the guy back. And he was like, allow it. Like he didn't want to play. And I was known as a fighter by then, so I guess he didn't want any trouble like that. I weren't the baddest and toughest and all that, but I could fight. I had many fights in and out of school. So I just kept like playfully jabbing him as he's backing up. Then his back went against the desk. We had these high desks where we sat on stools. So it's like he was on the ropes in a ring. So I threw a left body shot, then a right body shot, then a left body shot, then a right body shot. And on my whole life, I literally increased the tempo of those hits and the force for a good 6 to 8 seconds. I started punching the shit out of him to where I sort of realised what I was doing, then stopped. And he was red as hell and sat down holding his stomach. Like the whole thing got awkward quick, cause it's like, bro, was that a fight or what? So this is how I used to back this guy. I just come and take it off his hands. It wasn't no thanks for getting my lunch money back stuff. Everyone would just go about their day afterwards, but he was deep in it and I didn't even take note to it. To this day, I don't get why I started going in on him like that. I think I just found an opportunity to let out some frustration that day, if I keep it real. But back to the message, so he sent that and I remember I was in such a different world at the time to where I just blew him off. He was basically thanking me and wanting friendship. But I think I just said some shit like, don't mention it. That stuff meant a lot to him and I didn't even remember I used to protect him because Pisces don't attach themselves to what we positively do for others because we don't expect it back. And what we negatively do to others, we won't care if it comes back. I don't even remember his birthday or nothing, I just know for some reason I used to back him. I've been in shark mode for a long time. Served karma, been served karma. Anytime I've got karma, it's been instant too. Like where it's real obvious it's karma. The only reason I even do these videos is because I've taken a massive step back and had time to reflect. I did always plan to make one Pisces video and just leave it. I didn't plan for no channel and I won't lie to you and say I'll be doing this forever. I'm just gonna cover as much Pisces topics as possible and leave it for others to find. But I also wanted to do one because anytime I looked for a Pisces video as like a reference, it's like they made us the victim of the zodiac. Obviously we got the Crybaby nickname, but they made us like the victim. Pisces isn't the only ones responsible for the victim complex. Others make Pisces the victim too. We're nice people, but there's much more going on here. So talk about it. It's literally the sign of dark and light, yin and yang. They always made Pisces sound like, pardon my French, pussios. Bottom tier wimps. And I've never been a pussy. I love it, but I've never been it. And from the Pisces I know and I've known of, forget celebrities and serial killers. From the Pisces I've known locally, you won't want to be on the receiving end when they let off. Male and female, whether from sensitivity or principle. But at the same time, it's the illusion we give off. We don't typically show that side in general, so I can get it. Plus there is some meek Pisces, but even then, the shark's there if they lean into it. You may not know it, but another Pisces does. If I was able to be verbally malicious, I'd probably never have fought anybody. I've always been someone who, once I go beyond a certain point, I have to get physical. Hurtful words isn't enough. I could have a heated argument with someone I care about, but if I don't care about you, you won't get that. I'll ghost the situation, but sometimes it's to physically address it later. I could be the clown type of Pisces. I can go bar for bar with anyone when it's friendly cussing or a light disagreement. Zero problems. But you see when the verbal starts getting disrespectful, my mouth closes and my fist clenches. Cause there's always a line that I wouldn't cross running certain jokes or when having a disagreement. But if the other crosses it, then I'd quiet down. Quite a few of my fights in my last year of school went that way. Little bickering in the classroom, they get too disrespectful, I go quiet. And here is where I can see where people say Pisces are passive aggressive. But I'd go quiet cause it's gone too far now. Not cause I want an apology. Nah, it's no more talking. When that school bell rings and we step outside, know what's coming. It's more incoming aggression than passive aggression. But from I went silent a few times, the other person would rectify it before school's over. Cause we can have this dispute at 10 AM in the morning. And I'll comfortably hold that energy until school's over. I won't even say it's from people being scared, but more from a what's he gonna do thing. I think it was the suspense they couldn't handle. Cause I'd shut myself down and just focus on the clock, while they're focusing on me. You can see them watching you from the corner of your eye while everyone else is anticipating a fight. This is one reason why silence is powerful. And it's mad though, but weren't that one of the best feelings in school, when you're anticipating a fight as a spectator? You know when school's over after a long boring day, you're gonna watch two students fight. That shit hit like crack. This is raw human nature, I'm telling you. We're animals. But anyway, so once I was a free teen after leaving school, running around, shit just got worse, man. I don't know about America, but in the UK there's a long gap between leaving year 11 to starting college in public schools. Because you leave school early before taking your exams. So it's like a long summer where so much shit can happen. In London specifically, it's like 4 months of freedom. For the first time ever, I just became someone who didn't even allow anyone to get to the level of verbally disrespecting me. From I detect any hostile energy, I'm gonna get physical. You approach me with that, what area you from shit, I'd get physical quickly. Cause I had friends and families in those bad areas those days, so I would travel from area to area on bus or bike, mainly bike. So it was literally like going from jungle to jungle. And if it was someone targeted for whatever dispute, oh, they are getting bullied in that moment. If that's what you want to call it, I've been the aggressor many times for a purpose. Even being paid to handle certain problems from friends and acquaintances who had money and issues to deal with, where people bothered them. And that's just what it is. That's why I've always thought the concept of bullying or troublemaking is stupid. Because you don't know who people know. Even the kid's parents, you're bullying someone's kid, someone's pride and joy. You're putting yourself in a dangerous position by starting shit. You're even putting your parents in a bad position. Because that kid's parents might want to have a go at your parents. Oh, and online bullying is bottom tier, in my opinion. Do you know the first time someone insulted me online resulted in ABH? If I'm lying, Lord, strike me down right now. Without even going into all the details, this was during that long summer period after school, and I was added into this big group chat on MSN. Must have been like 20 people. I knew some of them, wasn't paying much attention because I was in other chats. Then this guy that I don't even think we've ever said a sentence to each other started saying something offensive about someone to do with me. And I thought, there's no way you're chatting about me. So I said, are you talking about me? Then he said, yeah, then repeated it. So I said, alright, cool, then closed the chat. Cause I just pictured what's gonna happen, then signed it. Not long after, the chat popped back up. And I'll never forget he said, I'm a troll. Whatever I say in this window, stays in this window. Brother, this isn't Vegas. I just smiled to myself and closed the chat again. Cause that weren't trolling. My actual friends wouldn't even talk like that to me. So not even 3 days later, ABH. And that's how from early, I saw that it's not online that's dangerous, it's the people on it. Cause I was one of them. I'm the type to hunt and camp outside. And that's why I was so low key. Until I popped up again years later, Facebook times, and that goes full circle to the story I told earlier about the guy from school messaging me. When I say being online, I mean easily accessible to everyone who knows and knew me. I've always been a shadow mover unless you're close. Another bully type story I remember. My grandma used to live in a bad area next to a bad estate. So one day I was going shop and I was taking my little sister. I must have been about 15, 16. And my sister's a child these times, where I'm holding her hand when she's walking type child. So as I'm leaving the gate, 2 guys were passing and one was staring at my chain so hard. So they're walking off up the road and I'm walking holding my sister's hand, wary. Then I see them stop and like wait around this corner up the road. So I knew what time it was. So I turned back and brung my sister back into the house. Can't remember what excuse I gave. Then I went into my grandma's kitchen and grabbed the biggest she had in her drawer, then put it in my waist. Left out the house and went up the road towards the shop. And the guys were nowhere to be seen. Probably went into their estate thinking I just turned back to stay in. Went to the shop, came back and didn't say a word to anyone. All happened without any words said. Now you could say, that's so dumb. Why didn't you just stay in the house after you clocked the play? It's cause I was mad for my sister, not even for myself. If I was alone, I might have even let them take the chain. As long as they weren't ballied up and I can recognize their faces, yeah, take whatever you want, cause I'm gonna come back. But I was thinking, you're gonna try and rob me in front of my little sister and ruin her childhood. Dramatic, I know. But I was thinking, how dare you? You wanna scar her memories. My precious little innocent sister. Try give her some early scorpionic trauma. No, I'm gonna actually scar you. If you're lucky. I'm gonna sting your blood clot and leave your clot bloodied. Listen, my head was crazy like that. And no, it weren't paranoia. When you grow up around this stuff, you just know when things are gonna happen. But same time, I weren't deep in. I could have done something that equally ruins her childhood by being sent to prison in a dramatic way, so it's all crazy. Whenever I've gone to do some dumb shit like that, the people were nowhere to be found. As in, when I've gone to instantly seek revenge, it's never worked out. That I've never been able to. So there's a whole bunch of protection going on my end and theirs. Sadly, I can't say the same for when it's been calculated and controlled. Nothing stops the Pisces flood. No threats or regrets, it's just all wet. So bullying's everywhere, it's how you respond to it. My best advice is always walk away if you can. But if you can't and the shark's out, others are in trouble when dealing with Pisces. Lots of bullying goes on in this world. Bullies bullying because they got bullied and bullies bullying bullies. But as in bullying people for nothing or a personal matter where you're projecting, especially as a young kid, I've never been with it. There's a couple people I know that were constantly bullied when they were younger and turned out to be total menaces before their 18th birthday. But at the same time, I know of people who were bullies before our balls even dropped, who are now extremely religious. Go figure. Life is a funny thing. The bad will turn the good bad, then turn good themselves. Make it make sense. Either way, Pisces are get back gang. We're not immune to karma, we rule the feet and can walk the walk, but it was the feet that got Richard Ramirez caught. However, in typical scenarios, Pisces are more likely responders. So we can just be that comes around, of that what goes around. Pisces completes that loop, that cycle and ends it. It's cause we're from the 12th house of karma. If that Pisces can fight back or has physical protection too, it's even worse. You can think Pisces has a victim complex or victim mentality, but also take note of the many who try to victimize a Pisces, the defenseless Pisces. They're an easy target, but the results of that is the only thing that matters in the end, because that's what Pisces is about, the end. So, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily. It's all fun and games until the Pisces is numb with pain. Then you actualize why Pisces is categorized as fucking insane. Because you wake up the DEVIL, the demonic entity victimizing illegal leprechauns. Wait, forget the acronym. You wake up the devil basically. You wake up the demon in Pisces. Pisces is dreamy and sleepy, yes. But what happens when the dreamer wakes up? What happens when the helper sees who keeps making the others cry? What happens when the crybaby stops crying? What happens when the crybaby wants to make others cry? Forgiveness is not always accepted by the fish, so be aware. That opportunity you take to apologize could be the moment the middle of the ocean is where you're discovered floating. When matured, there's the forgiving fish or the vengeful fish. You won't know which one you're dealing with on a low. Now shut your ass up, put your seatbelts back on, and make sure that I was clear. We'll be arriving at our destination shortly.